Jade stood at the back of the wedding hall, watching the man who promised her forever marry her own cousin. The divorce papers he tricked her into signing were only 72 hours old, written in legal Korean she barely understood. The white silk dress Tiffany wore was the exact same one Jade had pinned to her vision board 3 years ago, the same one she showed Aaron when they talked about their future. That couldn't be a coincidence. What she didn't know was that a dangerous man in the third row had been watching her for 6 months, and tonight he was about to make his move. Her old life was about to end, but not in the way she expected. The bride looked beautiful. That was the worst part. Jade stood at the back of the wedding hall, her hands perfectly still at her sides. Tiffany wore white silk, the dress Jade had once pinned to her vision board 3 years ago. The same dress. Tiffany must have found the photo in Aaron's apartment, the one Jade left behind when she moved out. Or maybe Aaron remembered. Maybe he told Tiffany, "This is what she wanted, so let's give you the same thing." The thought made Jade's jaw tight, but her face stayed calm. She had practiced this expression for weeks. Pleasant, unbothered, happy even. Aaron stood at the altar in a black suit, his smile wide as he watched Tiffany walk down the aisle. He had no idea Jade was here. She made sure to arrive late, to stand where the shadows gathered near the exit. Just another guest in a sea of strangers. The officiant spoke in Korean. Jade understood enough now, after 2 years in Seoul. She caught words like forever, promise, and love. Words Aaron had said to her once. Lies, all of them. But Jade wasn't here to cry about it. She had cried exactly once, 3 months ago when she found the texts between Aaron and Tiffany. After that, tears felt like a waste of water. She had work to do. Her eyes moved across the room. She knew every exit, every camera angle, every person who mattered. That man in the third row, Lee Sang-ho, CEO of Hanil Financial. The woman near the window, Park Yoon-ji, a city council member. This wasn't just a wedding. It was a networking event for people who moved money in ways that never showed up on tax forms. And Aaron, her husband, no, her ex-husband, as of 72 hours ago, was right in the middle of it all. The papers had been in English, but the lawyer spoke too fast. Aaron said it was just a formality, a visa thing, nothing to worry about. She signed because she was tired of fighting. Only later did she realize what she had actually agreed to. Immediate divorce, no contest, no assets. He had planned this for months, maybe longer. Tiffany said yes. The room erupted in polite applause. Jade clapped too, her hands making soft sounds that disappeared into the noise. Then she moved. While everyone focused on the couple's first kiss, Jade slipped along the wall toward the coat check area. Aaron's jacket hung exactly where she expected, third hook from the left. He was predictable like that. Always third from the left. The third table at restaurants, third floor apartments, third date before he said, "I love you." She reached into the inside pocket. Her fingers found the small USB drive, the one he thought he had hidden so well. "Careless," she whispered. She pulled it out, replaced it with an identical dummy drive she had prepared. The whole exchange took 4 seconds. Then she stepped back into the shadows. Her heart beat fast now, but not from fear, from satisfaction. For 3 months, she had played the role of heartbroken ex, lost and confused in a foreign country. She let Aaron think she was falling apart, barely functional. She let Tiffany send those apologetic texts that weren't really apologies at all, just humble brags wrapped in sorry. But Jade had been busy. Her father taught her things before he died. How to read a balance sheet, how to find money that didn't want to be found, how to recognize when numbers told a story that someone wanted to keep quiet. He died 5 years ago in Seoul. Car accident, the police said. Brake failure. Tragic. Zhao case closed. Except her father was a man who checked his brakes twice before every drive. He was a forensic accountant who had been investigating corporate fraud tied to Korean companies. And 2 days before he died, he called Jade and said, "If anything happens to me, the ledger is in Seoul. Find the ledger." She had been looking for it ever since, and tonight, she just found the key. Jade turned to leave, then froze. A man stood near the exit, watching her. Not watching the wedding, watching her. He was Korean, probably in his early 30s, with dark hair pushed back from his face. He wore all black, no tie, and he looked at her like he knew exactly what she had just done. Their eyes met. He smiled. Not friendly, amused. Jade's pulse jumped, but she kept walking. Stay calm. Act natural. You're just a guest leaving early. She pushed through the exit door into the cool evening air. Seoul stretched out below, the Han River cutting through the city in a dark ribbon. She walked fast toward the street, toward the lights, toward people. Footsteps behind her, steady, unhurried. She walked faster. "You dropped something." The voice was deep, accented, but clear. Jade stopped and turned. The man held up her lipstick, the expensive one, the red that cost 40,000 won and was completely worth it. She must have dropped it during the theft. "Thank you," she said, reaching for it. He held it just out of reach, his smile widening. "You're very smooth. I almost didn't catch it." Her stomach dropped. "I don't know what you mean." "The USB drive, from Aaron's jacket. Third hook from the left." He tilted his head. "You're Jade, right? The ex-wife?" She considered running, considered screaming, considered lying. Instead, she said, "Who are you?" "Someone who knew your father." The world tilted. "Hey, before we continue, if you're enjoying this story so far, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next." Things are about to get very interesting for Jade. The man gestured to a black car parked at the curb. "We should talk. Somewhere private. I'm not getting in a car with a stranger." "Smart. Your father would approve." He pulled out his phone, tapped the screen, then showed her a photo. Jade's breath caught. It was her dad. Younger, maybe 10 years ago. He stood next to this same man, both of them in front of a restaurant she didn't recognize. They were smiling like old friends. "So, my name is Min Yoongi," the man said. "Your father and I work together on occasion. He was trying to expose a money laundering operation that runs through half of Seoul's corporate district. He got close. Too close. They killed him." "Yes." The simple answer hit harder than any long explanation could. Jade felt her eyes burn, but she blinked it away. "Not here. Not now." "Why are you telling me this?" she asked. "Because you just stole the encryption key to the ledger your father died looking for." Yoongi pocketed his phone. "And I have the ledger." Jade stared at him. 5 years. 5 years of searching, of following cold trails and dead ends, of teaching herself Korean and moving across the world, of putting up with Aaron's lies because his job gave her access to the right circles. And this stranger had it all along? Prove it," she said. Yoongi's smile changed, less amused, more impressed. "Not here. Too many eyes. Meet me tomorrow, 2 in the afternoon, at the cafe across from Namsan Tower. Come alone. Bring the drive." "How do I know you're not just going to take it and disappear?" "You don't." He opened the car door. "But I'm the only person in Seoul who wants the same thing you do. Think about it." He got in, and the car pulled away, leaving Jade standing alone on the sidewalk. She looked down at the lipstick in her hand. He had given it back after all. Inside the wedding hall, music started. The reception was beginning. Aaron and Tiffany would have their first dance soon, would cut the cake, would smile for pictures that would go on social media with captions about true love and destiny. Jade put the lipstick in her purse, nor next to the USB drive. Then she walked into the night, already planning tomorrow. The cafe across from Namsan Tower was busy when Jade arrived. She got there 20 minutes early, scoped out the exits, and identified the security cameras. Old habits from her father. He used to say, "Know the room before you need to leave it." She ordered green tea and sat facing the door. Yoongi arrived exactly at 2, which she noted. Punctual people were either very professional or very dangerous. Sometimes, both. He sat down across from her without asking. "You came. You said you have the ledger. Direct. I like that." He ordered an Americano from the passing waiter, then leaned back in his chair. "Let me guess what you've figured out so far. Aaron's company, Meridian Capital. They're a front for moving illegal money. They use foreign investments as cover, shuffle funds through shell companies, clean it up, and send it back out. Your father was tracking the pattern when he died. That's not a guess. That's facts. Right. Here's what you don't know. Meridian isn't the top of the chain. They're the middle. Above them are politicians, corporate executives, people whose names you'd recognize. Below them are people like me. Criminals." Yoongi didn't flinch. "I prefer an entrepreneur, but yes, we supply the raw cash. They clean it. Everyone profits. It's a beautiful system. Until someone like my father tries to break it." "Exactly." The coffee arrived. Yoongi took a sip, watching her over the rim. "Your father got his hands on the original ledger, the one that shows every transaction, every name, every dollar. He encrypted it and hid it. Well, we've been looking for it for 5 years. We? My organization. Your gang. My family business," he corrected. "And before you ask, no, I didn't kill your father. That was the corporate side trying to tie up loose ends. They're messy. I'm not." Jade set down her tea. Her hands wanted to shake, but she locked them together in her lap. "If you've been looking for 5 years, why contact me now?" "Because you just became useful." Yoongi pulled out a tablet and opened an encrypted folder. 3 months ago, after you and Aaron split, I had someone monitor you. Standard procedure. I needed to know if you knew anything. You've been watching me." "Yes. And I watched you figure out that Aaron was planted in your life. That his job offer in Seoul 2 years ago wasn't a coincidence. That someone put him in position to meet you, so date you, marry you, and keep tabs on you in case you came looking for your father's work." The words confirmed what Jade had suspected, but hoped wasn't true. Aaron never loved her. Their entire relationship was surveillance. She felt sick. "The USB drive you stole," Yoongi continued. "That's the encryption key. Aaron's been carrying it for months, probably doesn't even know what it really is. His bosses embedded it in his work files as insurance. But now you have it. And you want it. I want to make a deal." Yoongi turned the tablet toward her. On screen was a document, pages of financial transactions. "This is a partial copy of the ledger. Your father sent it to me 2 days before he died. Said it was insurance. But without the key, it's useless. Encrypted beyond anything my people can crack." Jade scanned the numbers. Even partial, even locked, she could see the scope. Billions of won moving through fake companies, bribes disguised as consulting fees, political donations that were really extortion payments. Her father died for this. "Why would you want to expose this?" she asked. "You said yourself, you profit from it." "I profit from independence." Yoongi closed the tablet. "Right now, the corporate side is trying to absorb operations like mine. They want control of everything, top to bottom. I don't work for anyone. This ledger, fully unlocked, it destroys them. Politicians, CEOs, and everyone in the legal world who thinks they run this city. They go down, I don't. Because your part stays hidden." "Exactly." Jade sat back. The cafe noise hummed around them, normal people having normal conversations. So none of them knew they were sitting 20 feet from a criminal offering, to help expose the biggest corruption scandal in Seoul's history. "What do I get?" she asked. "Revenge. Justice for your father. Aaron's life ruined. Take your pick." "Not enough." Yoongi raised an eyebrow. "What do you want?" "In." Jade leaned forward. "I don't just want to hand you the key and walk away. I want to be part of taking them down. All of them. I want to see it happen. You want to work with a criminal organization. I want to finish what my father started." Silence stretched between them. Yoongi studied her face like he was reading a contract, looking for fine print. Then he laughed. Actually laughed, sharp and surprised. "Aaron really messed up," he said. "He reported back that you were soft, easy to manage, on no threat. I let him think that." Clearly. Yoongi pulled out a business card and slid it across the table. "There's an art gallery in Itaewon, Soo Gallery. Be there tomorrow night, 7. I'll introduce you to my people. See if you can handle this world. If you can, we move forward. If you can't, you give me the drive, and I'll handle it myself. Deal." Jade picked up the card. Heavy paper. Expensive printing. Just an address and a name. "Deal." She stood to leave. "Jade," Yoongi said. She paused. "Don't tell anyone about this. Not friends, not family. These people killed your father for getting too close. They'll kill you just for being his daughter if they know you're involved." "I don't have anyone to tell." She left him sitting there. That night, Jade couldn't sleep. She lay in her tiny apartment, on the one she moved to after Aaron kicked her out of their place, and stared at the ceiling. Tomorrow, she would walk into a criminal's world. She would shake hands with people who broke laws for profit. She would become exactly the kind of person her father spent his career fighting against. But her father was dead. And the people who killed him were still out there, still powerful, still untouchable. Not for long. She got up, went to her laptop, and plugged in the USB drive. Files opened, encrypted, just like Yoongi said. But the metadata was visible. Creation dates, file sizes, usernames. She started cross-referencing with public records, building a map. By morning, she had 17 names. Corporate executives, politicians, police officials, and Aaron's boss at Meridian Capital, right at the center of it all. She smiled. The Soo Gallery was in a quiet part of Itaewon, tucked between a vintage clothing shop and a French restaurant. Jade arrived at exactly 7, wearing black jeans and a leather jacket. She left her fear at home. The gallery looked normal. White walls, modern art, soft music. A few people wandered around, looking at paintings that cost more than Jade made in a year. A woman approached, young and professional. "Welcome to Soo Gallery. Are you here for the private event?" "Yes. Min Yoongi invited me." The woman's expression didn't change, but something shifted in her eyes. "Follow me." They walked past the main gallery into a back hallway. The woman opened an unmarked door, revealing stairs going down. "Basement level," she said. "He's waiting." Jade descended into dimmed lighting and the smell of expensive whiskey. The basement was nothing like the gallery above. Dark wood panels, leather furniture, men in suits playing cards at corner tables. This was a private club, hidden under legal business. Yoongi stood near a bar, talking to 2 men. When he saw Jade, he excused himself and walked over. "You're on time. Good." He gestured to the room. "Welcome to how Seoul really works. Looks like every crime drama I've ever seen." Those shows got something right then. He led her to a quiet corner. "Before we go further, I need to know you understand what you're getting into. These people, my people, we're not heroes. We hurt people who cross us. We break laws. We do things you won't see on any legal document. If you work with me, some of that sticks to you. You ready for that?" Jade thought about her father, about Aaron, about Tiffany in that white dress. "Yes." Yoongi studied her again. then nodded. Okay, let's see what you can do. He brought over a slim folder. This is Kim Dae-hyun, mid-level executive at Haneul Financial. He's been skimming from both sides, stealing from us, and from his corporate bosses. Sloppy. We need to know how much and where it went. Can you track it? Jade opened the folder. Bank statements, transaction records, all in Korean, but she could read numbers in any language. She sat down, pulled out a pen, and started working. Yoongi watched. So did a few others, drifting over with curiosity. 20 minutes later, Jade looked up. He's moving money through his wife's cafe. Fake supplier invoices. He's skimmed about 200 million won in the last 6 months. Well, it's sitting in an account in Singapore under his brother's name. Silence. One of the men leaned over, checked her work, then looked at Yoongi. She's right. Yoongi smiled. How long have our accountants been trying to find that? 3 weeks, the man admitted. She did it in 20 minutes. Yoongi turned to Jade. You're hired. I don't want a job. I want partnership. The room went quiet. Someone laughed, then stopped when they realized she was serious. Yoongi's smile faded. You think you can walk in here and demand equal footing? I think I have something you need, and you have something I need. That's not employment. That's partnership. Jade stood up, meeting his eyes. I don't want money. I want access. To your files, your people, your resources. I help you find the leaks and track the money. You help me take down the corporate network. We both get what we want. And if I say no? Then I walk out with the encryption key, and you keep looking for the next 5 years. Tension crackled through the room. Men shifted, hands moving toward pockets. Jade's heart hammered, but she kept her face blank. Then Yoongi laughed again, that same surprised sound from the cafe. You've got spine. I respect that. He held out his hand. Partners. Temporarily. We expose the corporate side, then we're done. Agreed? Jade shook his hand. His grip was firm, his skin warm. Agreed. Good. He didn't let go immediately. But understand, partner, if you betray me, there's nowhere in Seoul you can hide. Clear? Crystal. He released her hand. Then let's get to work. Yoongi's office was above the gallery, on 3 floors of what looked like a normal apartment building from the outside. Inside, it was all business. Computers, filing cabinets, a wall of monitors showing security feeds from around the city. Jade counted 6 people working when they entered. Everyone looked up, assessed her, then went back to their screens. This is my core team, Yoongi said. They handle intelligence, logistics, and financial tracking. You'll work with them. A woman in her 40s approached, glasses perched on her nose. This is the girl? Woman, Jade corrected. And yes. The woman smirked. I'm Han Sumin. I run the numbers here. Yoongi says you're good. I am. We'll see. Sumin gestured to an empty desk. That's yours. We're currently tracking 18 different accounts tied to the corporate network. I want a full breakdown by Friday. What's today? Tuesday. So I have 3 days to do what exactly? Map the money flow, find the patterns, show me who's paying who and why. So Omen dropped a stack of files on the desk. Think you can handle it? Jade sat down and she opened the first file. Transaction records in Korean, English, and Mandarin. Complex chains of payments through multiple countries. This would take weeks, not days. But she said, I'll have it done by Thursday. Sumin's eyebrow raised. Confident. Accurate. Someone in the back laughed. Jade ignored it. Yoongi leaned against the desk. You'll need a cover story. People will ask questions if you're suddenly spending time in Itaewon at a gallery connected to me. I'll say I got a job here. Administrative work. Boring but believable. He pulled out a phone, brand new in the box. Use this for all communication with us. Your personal phone stays clean. Never mix the two. Jade took it. You think someone's monitoring me? I think Aaron's bosses aren't stupid. They lost track of you after the divorce. They'll be trying to find you again. Let them try. Yoongi smiled. You're really angry, aren't you? Wouldn't you be? Absolutely. He pushed off the desk. I have a meeting. So-Uman will get you set up. Don't stay past midnight. The building locks down. He left, and Jade was alone with 5 strangers who clearly didn't trust her yet. Fine. She didn't need trust. She needed information. She opened her laptop, connected to their secure network, and got to work. By midnight, she had mapped 6 accounts. By Thursday morning, she had all 18. Suman looked at the report, flipped through pages, checked sources. Then she set it down and said, You missed something. Jade's stomach sank. Where? Nowhere. I'm testing you. Suman smiled. Actually smiled. This is perfect. Thorough. Better than anything we've pulled together. How did you do it so fast? My father taught me to see patterns. Money always leaves patterns. Your father was the forensic accountant, the one who died. Yes. Suman's expression softened. Yoongi told us. I'm sorry. Losing a parent is hard. Losing a parent to murder is harder. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here, Jade confirmed. Suman sat on the edge of the desk. Can I give you advice? Off the record? Sure. Yoongi is a good boss. Fair, smart. But he's still a criminal. Don't forget that. He'll protect you as long as you're useful, but the moment you become a liability, he'll cut you loose. Maybe worse. I know what he is. Do you know what you're becoming? The question hung in the air. Jade thought about it. 3 months ago, she was an art history grad student trying to finish her thesis. Now she was sitting in a mafia office, tracking illegal money, planning to expose a corruption network that got her father killed. I'm becoming whatever I need to be, she said finally. Suman nodded. Then you'll fit in just fine. The door opened. Yoongi entered with 2 other men, both older, both carrying themselves like people used to giving orders. Jade, come here. Yoongi's tone was different, professional, careful. She walked over. This is Lee Kongdae and Cho Min-sik, said they run operations in Gangnam and Hongdae. Gentlemen, this is Jade. She's consulting on the corporate issue. Consulting. Not partner. Jade noticed the word choice. Lee Kongdae looked her up and down. You're the American. I'm the accountant, Jade replied. Same thing, Cho Min-sik muttered. Yoongi shot him a look. Jade pulled together financial maps that our team couldn't finish in 3 weeks. She did it in 2 days. I'd say that earns respect. She's an outsider, Lee said. This is family business. Family business that's bleeding money because the corporate side is squeezing us out, Yoongi countered. We need her skills. We need to be careful, Cho said. For all we know, she's working with them. Her ex-husband is Meridian Capital. Convenient timing. Jade's temper flared. Convenient? My father was murdered. My husband was a plant. I lost everything. You think I'm working with the people who destroyed my life? I think revenge makes people sloppy, Lee said, and sloppy gets people killed. Then it's good I'm not sloppy. Cho stepped closer. You've got a mouth on you. And you've got a leak in your Hongdae operation, Jade shot back. Transaction code HD749. Someone siphoning 15 million won a month to an offshore account. Been happening for 8 months. That's in my report, page 11. Cho blinked, turned to Yoongi. Is that true? Check it, Yoongi said. One of the team members pulled up the file, scanned it. She's right. HD749. It's been flagged but not investigated. Cho's face darkened. Who? I have 3 suspects based on access patterns, Jade said. I can narrow it down with more data. Silence. Then Lee laughed, a rough sound. She's bold. I'll give her that. She's useful, Yoongi said. That's what matters. Are we agreed she stays? The two men exchanged looks. Some unspoken communication passed between them. Probation, Lee said finally. 1 month. If she proves herself, fine. If not, she's out. And if she talks? Cho asked. She won't, Yoongi said, looking at Jade. She's got too much to lose. The meeting ended. The men left. Jade exhaled, realizing she'd been holding her breath. That was a test, she said. Everything here is a test, Yoongi replied. You passed, for now. What happens if I fail? Let's not find out. He walked away, leaving Jade standing in the middle of the office. Soo-min appeared at her elbow. You just made enemies. I noticed. Lee and Cho don't like change. They especially don't like outsiders. Watch your back. Noted? Jade returned to her desk. Now, about that Hongdae leak. I need access to personnel files. You really want to find out who it is? I want to prove I'm not a liability. Soo-min smiled. I'll get you the files. 2 days later, Jade had the leak identified. A low-level money counter named Park Ji-hoon. Gambling debts. Desperate. He'd been skimming small amounts, thinking no one would notice. Yoongi called a meeting. Lee and Cho attended via video call. Park Ji-hoon, Jade presented. He's your leak. Bank records show deposits matching the missing amounts. He's betting on illegal sports games, losing badly. Started small, got greedy. Cho's face on the screen was stone. Dear, you're certain? 98%. I can be 100 if you give me 2 more days. No need. Cho looked at someone off screen. Bring him in. The call ended. Jade turned to Yoongi. What happens now? Now he answers questions. And then? Yoongi's expression didn't change. That depends on his answers. Jade felt ice in her stomach. She had just identified a man who would likely be hurt, maybe killed, because of her work. This was the reality. This was the world she chose to enter. Second thoughts, Yoongi asked quietly. No, she lied. He saw through it. It's okay to have them. This isn't easy. Did my father know? About you? About what you really do? He knew. He didn't approve, but he understood that I had information he needed. We had an arrangement, unlike you and I do now. Did you respect him? Very much. He was honest in a city full of liars. Rare quality. Yoongi paused. He'd be proud of you, I think, and worried. He was always worried. Good parents usually are. The moment felt too intimate, too personal. Jade stepped back. I should go, it's late. Jade! Yoongi's voice stopped her. Park Ji-hoon made his choices. You just found the evidence. What happens next isn't on you. Isn't it? No, it's on him. She wanted to believe that. She left without answering. At home, Jade stood in the shower, letting hot water pound her shoulders. She kept seeing Park Ji-hoon's name on the report. Kept thinking about what Cho's expression meant. Her phone buzzed. Her personal phone. A text from an unknown number. We need to talk. Tiffany. Jade stared at the message. She hadn't spoken to her cousin since the wedding. Part of her wanted to delete it. Part of her was curious. She typed back, about what? 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Aaron, he's asking about you. Says you stole something from him. Jade's blood went cold. I don't know what he's talking about, she replied. Jade, I know we're not okay. I know I hurt you. But he's different lately. Paranoid. Angry. I'm scared. You married him. That's not my problem. Please, just meet me. 1 coffee. I need to talk to someone. This was a trap. Had to be. Aaron was using Tiffany to draw her out. But what if it wasn't? What if Tiffany was actually in trouble? Jade thought about it for a long moment, then made a decision. Tomorrow. 2 p.m. Cafe Yun in Sinchon. Come alone. Thank you. Jade took a screenshot of the conversation and sent it to Yoongi's secure number with a message. Possible setup. Going anyway. If I don't text you by 3 p.m., something's wrong. His response came immediately. Don't go. I have to. Then I'm sending someone to watch. No, if it's real, she'll panic. I'll be careful. Several minutes passed. Then, you're stubborn. You're just figuring that out? Fine. But keep your location on. And Jade, trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, leave. Will do. She set the phone down and tried to sleep. Failed. Spent the night running scenarios. By morning, she had a plan. Cafe Yoon was busy when Jade arrived, which was good. Lots of witnesses. Lots of exits. She sat facing the door, ordered tea she wouldn't drink. When Tiffany arrived 10 minutes late, looking nervous. She wore jeans and an oversized sweater, her hair pulled back. No makeup. She looked younger like this, less like a bride, and more like the cousin Jade used to stay up late with, talking about dreams and futures. That girl was gone now. Or maybe she never really existed. Thanks for coming, Tiffany said, sitting down. You have 20 minutes. Talk. Tiffany flinched. I deserve that. You deserve worse. I know. Tiffany twisted her hands together. I'm sorry. For everything. For Aaron, for the wedding, for how it all happened. I was selfish and horrible, and I can't take it back. Is that what you wanted to say? No. Tiffany leaned forward, lowering her voice. Aaron's in trouble. I don't know what kind. But he's on the phone at all hours. I'm speaking in English, so I can't understand. He's hiding things. And he keeps asking about you. Where you are, who you're seeing, what you're doing. Why would I be his concern? We're divorced. That's what I said. But he said you took something that belongs to his company. A USB drive. He said it's important. There it was. Confirmation. I don't have anything of his, Jade said calmly. He doesn't believe that. He's talking about hiring someone to find you, to get it back. Tiffany's eyes were wet now. Jade, I think he's dangerous. I think I made a mistake. You think? I know, okay? I know. A tear rolled down her cheek. I thought he loved me. He said all the right things and made me feel special. But now I'm realizing he probably said the same things to you. And I don't know what's real anymore. Jade felt something twist in her chest. Not quite sympathy, not quite satisfaction. Something complicated. Did he hurt you? She asked. Not physically. But sometimes he looks at me like I'm a problem he needs to solve. Tiffany wiped her eyes. I'm trapped. I married him. My family loves him. If I leave, everyone will think I'm crazy. Or they'll think you're smart. Will you help me? The question caught Jade off guard. Help you how? I don't know. I have no one else. You know what he's really like. You survived getting away from him. Jade leaned back, studying her cousin. This could still be an act. Tiffany could be playing victim to get information, to find out what Jade knew. But the fear in her eyes looked real. I can't help you, Jade said finally. I have my own problems. Please, you made your choice, Tiffany. Live with it. She stood to leave. He's meeting someone tonight, Tiffany said quickly. At 9. Some restaurant in Gangnam. I saw it in his calendar. Il-sung Garden. I don't know who or why, but it seemed important. Jade paused. Why are you telling me this? Because maybe you can use it. Maybe it helps you, I don't know. Protect yourself from whatever he's planning. Their eyes met. Or maybe you're setting me up, Jade said. I'm not. I swear. Your swearing doesn't mean much to me anymore. Jade left. Outside, she texted Yoongi. Il-sung Garden, Gangnam, 9 p.m. tonight. Aaron's meeting someone. Might be relevant. His response. I'll look into it. Where are you now? Leaving Sinchon, heading home. Go to the gallery instead. We need to talk. When Jade arrived at the gallery, Yoongi was in his office with Suman. Both looked serious. "What happened?" Jade asked. "Park Ji-hoon talked," Suman said. Confirmed he was skimming. Also confirmed something else. He's been approached by Meridian Capital. They offered to clear his debts if he fed them information about our operations. Jade's stomach dropped. He's a corporate spy? Was. He turned them down and was too scared of us. But it means Meridian is actively trying to infiltrate. Yoongi pulled up a map on his computer. Il-sung Garden is owned by a shell company tied to Meridian. If Aaron's meeting there, it's business. What kind of business? The kind where they discuss problems, like missing USB drives. He looked at her. This is about you, Jade. They know you have it. How? Aaron probably figured it out. He's sloppy, but he's not stupid. Yoongi stood. We're going to that meeting. We can't just walk in. No, but we can watch. Listen, Il-sung Garden has private rooms, but their security is weak. I can get audio. That's risky. Everything we're doing is risky. Yoongi grabbed his jacket. But if they're planning something against you, I need to know. You're my partner. I protect my partners. The way he said it made Jade's heart skip. Not romantic. Not exactly. But something. Okay, she said. Let's go. Il-sung Garden was expensive and exclusive, the kind of place that required reservations weeks in advance. Yoongi's team had already planted listening devices that afternoon, tiny things hidden in decorative plants and light fixtures. Jade sat in a surveillance van 2 blocks away with Suman, headphones on, listening to static. Yoongi was inside with one of his men, posing as diners in the main restaurant area. At 9:05, voices crackled through. "You're late!" Aaron's voice. Jade's hands clenched. Traffic. Another man, older, speaking English with a British accent. "Let's make this quick. What's the problem?" "My ex-wife stole encrypted data from me. I need it back." "How did she even know where to look?" "I don't know. She's smarter than I thought." Aaron sounded frustrated. "I underestimated her." "Clearly. Do you know where she is?" "No. She disappeared after the divorce. I've checked her old contacts, her apartment, everywhere." "Then find her. You have resources." "I'm trying. But she's different now. Careful. It's like she knows we're watching. Because she probably does." The other man sighed. "This is a mess, Aaron. That drive contains the encryption key to files that could destroy us. If she cracks it, if she goes public, we're all finished." "She won't. She doesn't know what she has." "You better hope you're right." Silence. Then Aaron again, quieter. "What if we use Tiffany? Jade might reach out to her. Family connection and all." "Is your wife cooperative?" "She will be if I tell her to be." Jade felt rage flood through her. He was going to use Tiffany as bait, and Tiffany had warned her, which meant either Tiffany didn't know Aaron's full plan, or this was a very elaborate setup. Soman touched her arm. "Keep listening." "There's another problem," the British man said. We think Min Yoongi has the ledger." Jade's blood froze. "The gangster?" Aaron asked. "Yes, he's been moving against our operations lately. Small things, testing boundaries. If he has the ledger and Jade has the key, they could team up." "Jade doesn't know people like that." "You didn't think she'd steal from you either." Another pause. "What do you want me to do?" Aaron asked. "Find her, get the drive back, quietly. If you can't, we'll handle it our way." "Which means?" "You don't want to know." The conversation shifted to other topics. Financial reports, upcoming deals. Nothing relevant. Yoongi's voice came through a separate channel. "Did you get all that?" "Every word," Suman confirmed. "Pull back. We're leaving." 20 minutes later, they were back at the gallery. Jade paced the office, adrenaline making her restless. "They're going to kill me," she said. "That's what handle it our way means." Only if they find you, Yoongi replied. They won't. You don't know that. I do, because you're under my protection now, and anyone who comes after you comes after me. Jade stopped pacing. Why would you do that? This isn't your fight. It became my fight when you walked in here with the encryption key. Yoongi leaned against his desk. Besides, I don't like people threatening my partners. There was that word again. Partners. We need to move faster, Jade said. Decrypt the ledger, expose everything, before they find me. Agreed. Can you start tonight? Give me the files and the key. I'll work all night if I have to. Suman pulled up the encrypted ledger on a secure laptop. Jade plugged in the USB drive and started running decryption protocols. The first layer broke in 40 minutes. The second took 2 hours. The third wouldn't budge. By 3 a.m., Jade wanted to throw the laptop across the room. This is military-grade encryption, she muttered. My father really didn't want anyone finding this. Can you break it? Yoongi asked. He'd stayed with her, bringing coffee and food, working on his own projects. Eventually. But it'll take time. How much time? Days. Maybe a week. We might not have a week. I know. Jade rubbed her eyes. There has to be a shortcut. My father would have left one. He was paranoid, but he was also practical. A password hint? A pattern? Maybe. Jade pulled up her father's old emails, messages, anything she'd saved. She searched for anomalies, repeated phrases, anything unusual. Then she saw it. An email from 5 years ago, sent the day before he died. Remember what I told you about the jade tree? Roots matter more than branches. The jade tree. Her namesake. Her father gave her a jade tree plant when she graduated high school. She still had it, back in her apartment. I need to go home, she said suddenly. Now? It's 3 a.m. Now. Yoongi didn't argue. He drove her, his car sleek and quiet through Seoul's empty streets. At her apartment, Jade went straight to the jade tree on her windowsill. Small, healthy, green. She picked up the pot, turned it over. Taped to the bottom was a small piece of paper, weathered and old. Numbers and letters. A password. Roots matter more than branches, she whispered. He meant it literally. Back at the gallery, she entered the password. The files unlocked. Suman, who'd stayed despite the hour, leaned over her shoulder. Oh my God. The ledger was complete. Every transaction, every name, every crime. 5 years of corruption laid out in perfect detail. We have them, Jade said. We actually have them. Yoongi looked at the screen, his expression unreadable. Now comes the hard part. What's harder than getting the files? Deciding what to do with them. The sun rose over Seoul while Jade, Yoongi, and Sumin sat in the office, staring at 5 years of evidence that could topple the city's power structure. We need a plan, Sumin said. We can't just dump this online and hope for the best. Why not? Jade asked. Post it everywhere. Media, social platforms, government websites. Let the world see what these people did. Because half of it implicates us too, Yoongi said quietly. The ledger shows money moving into our operations. It proves we're part of the system. But it proves you're the small part. The corporate side is worse. Worse doesn't mean innocent. He pulled up a specific file. Look, here's a transaction from 2 years ago. Meridian paid my organization 5 million won to handle a collection problem. We did. That collection involved breaking someone's arm. Jade swallowed. So we edit the files. Remove your part. Then we're no better than them, Sumin said. Manipulating evidence. We're trying to survive. At what cost? The question hung heavy. Yoongi stood, walked to the window. Dawn light cut across his face, making him look tired. There's another way. We leak the corporate crimes, the political bribes, the embezzlement. We leave out the street-level operations. and focus the attention on the top, not the bottom. Will that work? Jade asked. If we're smart about it. He turned back. We need a journalist, someone credible, someone who can verify the information and publish it in a way that protects the source. I know someone, Soo-min said. Investigative reporter for Seoul Daily, Kim Yoon-ji. She's been trying to expose corporate corruption for years. Never had enough proof. Can we trust her? As much as we can trust anyone. Soo-min pulled up a contact. I'll reach out. Carefully. Do it, Yoongi said. Over the next 3 days, they prepared. Jade compiled the evidence into a format journalists could use. Soo-min made contact with Kim Yoon-ji through encrypted channels. Yoongi increased security, knowing that once this went public, there would be retaliation. On the 4th day, Kim Yoon-ji agreed to meet. They chose a public place, Namsan Park, midday, lots of people. Jade went with Yoongi. Soo-min stayed back, monitoring communications. Kim Yoon-ji was in her 50s, sharp eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses. She sat on a bench feeding pigeons like a tourist. Yoongi sat beside her. Jade stood nearby, watching for tails. You have something for me, Yoongi said. Not a question. Evidence of the largest money laundering operation in Seoul's history, Yoongi replied. Corporate executives, politicians, police, names, numbers, transactions. Where did you get it? Does it matter? For verification, yes. A forensic accountant compiled it over several years. He died before he could publish. We're finishing his work. Yoongi looked at him. You're Min Yoongi. I know who you are. Then you know I don't waste time on lies. I also know you're a criminal. Why would you expose a system you profit from? Because the system is trying to eat me. I'm removing the competition. Yoongi smiled. At least you're honest about your motives. She pulled out a tablet. Show me. Yoongi transferred a sample file. Yoongi spent 20 minutes reviewing, cross-referencing names with public records. Finally, she looked up. This is real. All of it is real. If I publish this, people will go to prison. Powerful people. That's the idea. They'll come after me. They'll come after all of us, Jade said, speaking for the first time. But the truth matters more. Yoongi studied her. You're American. What's your stake in this? The accountant was my father. They killed him for this information. I want justice. Something shifted in Yoongi's expression. Understanding, maybe. Or sympathy. All right, she said. Give me everything. I'll need 2 weeks to verify and build the story. You have 1 week, Yoongi said. After that, our enemies will figure out what we're doing. 1 week isn't enough time. Make it enough, Yoongi stood. I'll do my best. But I need a guarantee. If this goes wrong, if I'm threatened or arrested, you protect me. You have my word. The word of a gangster. Better than the word of a politician. Yoongi laughed, sharp and surprised. Fair point. She took the data drive Yoongi offered. I'll be in touch. She left. Jade exhaled. Do you think she'll really publish? Yes. She's been waiting for a story like this her whole career. She won't waste it. They walked through the park and are quiet for a moment. Then Yoongi said, After this breaks, your life changes. You know that, right? How? You'll be famous. The daughter who finished her father's work. Media will want interviews. Your face will be everywhere. Jade hadn't thought about that. She'd been so focused on revenge, on justice, she hadn't considered what came after. I don't want to be famous, she said. Too bad. It's coming anyway. Yoongi stopped walking. You could leave. Go back to America before it publishes. Start over somewhere safe. Is that what you want me to do? I want you to have the choice. Jade looked at him. Really looked. He wore his usual black, his expression controlled, but his eyes showed something else. Concern, maybe. Or something more complicated. "What about you?" she asked. "What happens to you when this breaks?" "I survive. I always do." "That's not an answer." "It's the only one I have." He started walking again. "Come on. We have work to do." "Before we continue, I just want to say thank you for sticking with this story. Jade's journey is about to get even more intense. If you're loving this, drop a comment and let me know what you think will happen next. Do you trust Tiffany? Do you think Yoongi has feelings for Jade? Let's talk about it." Back at the gallery, Suman had news. "Aaron's looking for you," she said, pulling up surveillance photos. "He's been to your old apartment, your former workplace, even contacted your friends back in America." Jade looked at the photos. Aaron talking to her old roommate. Aaron at the university she attended. He looked stressed, desperate. "Good. He won't find me," she said. "He might. He's persistent." Suman pulled up another image. "And he's hired private investigators. 2 of them, former military. They're good." "How good?" "Good enough to be a problem." Yoongi joined them, studying the images. "We move you. Tonight. Somewhere secure." "Where?" "My place." Jade blinked. "Your apartment?" "Penthouse, 32nd floor. Security cameras, guards. Safest place in Seoul for you right now." "I can't just move in with you." "Why not?" "We're partners. Partners protect each other. People will talk. Let them." He met her eyes. "Your safety matters more than gossip." Suman coughed, hiding a smile. Jade felt heat rise in her face. "Fine. But I'm taking the guest room." "I have 3. Take your pick." That night, Jade packed her essentials. She looked around her tiny apartment, the place she'd moved to after Aaron kicked her out. It wasn't much, but it was hers. Now she was leaving again. Her phone buzzed. "Tiffany. Please call me. Aaron's acting crazy. I'm scared." Jade almost deleted it. Almost. Instead, she called. Tiffany answered on the first ring. "Jade, thank God." "What's wrong?" "Aaron's tearing the apartment apart looking for some drive. He keeps yelling about how you ruined everything. I don't understand what's happening." "Did he hurt you?" "No, but he's not himself. I think he might." Jade closed her eyes. This wasn't her problem. Tiffany made her choice, but that scared voice on the phone sounded real. "Leave him," Jade said. "Pack a bag and leave tonight." "I can't." "Where would I go?" "Hotel. Friend's place. Anywhere but there." "He'll find me." "Not if you're smart about it." Silence. Then Tiffany, quieter. "Will you help me?" "I already am. I'm telling you to leave." "I need more than advice. I need, I don't know, protection maybe." Jade thought about Yoongi's offer, about safety, about the resources he had. "I might know someone," she said slowly, "but you have to do exactly what I say. No questions. Can you do that?" "Yes. Anything. Pack 1 bag. Essentials only. Leave your phone behind. Aaron might be tracking it. Go to Hongdae Station, Platform 3. Tomorrow, noon. Someone will meet you." "Who?" "Someone who can keep you safe." "But Tiffany, if this is a setup, if you're working with Aaron, it won't end well for you." "It's not. I swear on my life." "Your swearing still doesn't mean much," Jade said. But I'll give you 1 chance. Don't waste it." She hung up, then called Yoongi. "I need a favor," she said. "Name it." "My cousin needs protection from Aaron. Can your people handle that?" Pause. "This is the cousin who married your ex-husband?" "Yes." "The one who betrayed you?" "Yes." "And you want me to protect her?" Jade sighed. "I know how it sounds. But if she's really in danger, I can't just leave her there. Family is complicated. Family is a weakness. Maybe. But it's my weakness." Another pause. Then, "Where and when?" "Hongdae Station, Platform 3, tomorrow at noon. I'll send someone. But Jade, if this is a trap, if she leads Aaron to us, that's on you. I know. Okay, I'll handle it. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. The next day, Jade watched from a surveillance feed as one of Yoongi's people, a woman named Han Ji-woo, met Tiffany at Hongdae Station. Tiffany looked terrified, clutching a small bag, eyes darting around. Ji-woo approached, spoke quietly. Tiffany nodded, followed. They disappeared into the crowd. She's secure, Soo-min reported, taking her to a safe house in Itaewon. Will she be okay there? As long as she follows the rules. Jade hoped this wasn't a mistake. That evening, Yoongi's penthouse was everything she expected. Modern, expensive, with views of the entire city. But it also felt lived in. Books on shelves, a guitar in the corner, photos of people she assumed were family. That's my sister, Yoongi said, noticing her looking at a photo of a young woman. She lives in Busan, doesn't know what I do, thinks I run an art gallery. You do run an art gallery. As a front, still counts. Jade set down her bag. Thank you for this, for letting me stay. It's strategic, easier to protect you if you're close. Right. Strategic. But the way he looked at her didn't feel strategic. They ordered food, sat on his couch eating jjajangmyeon and talking about nothing important. Favorite movies, childhood memories, normal things. It felt strange, comfortable, dangerous. Can I ask you something? Jade said. Why are you really helping me? And don't say it's just about the ledger. Yoongi set down his chopsticks. You remind me of someone. Your sister? Myself, 10 years ago. He leaned back. I didn't choose this life. I inherited it. My father ran the organization before me. When he died, I had a choice. To walk away and let it collapse, or step up and protect the people who depended on it. I chose to step up. Do you regret it? Every day. And never. He smiled, sad. It's complicated. Most things are. Their eyes met, held. Jade felt her heart speed up. This was a bad idea. Getting close to him, feeling things, it would only complicate everything. But she didn't look away. Neither did he. Then his phone rang, shattering the moment. He answered, his expression shifting to business mode. What is it? He listened. His jaw tightened. When? Pause. I'll be there in 20 minutes. He hung up. What's wrong? Jade asked. Park Ji-hoon, the guy who was skimming. He's dead. Someone got to him before we could move him to a secure location. Aaron's people? Probably. Sending a message. Yoongi grabbed his jacket. Or don't stay here. Don't open the door for anyone but me or Soo-min. I'm coming with you. No. Yoongi, I'm not a child. If this is connected to our plan, I should be there. It's dangerous. Everything we're doing is dangerous. He looked like he wanted to argue, then sighed. Fine. But you stay in the car. Understand? Understood. They drove to a warehouse in a part of Seoul Jade had never seen. Industrial. Dark. The kind of place where bad things happened. Yoongi's people were already there. Park Ji-hoon's body was covered with a tarp. Jade stayed in the car like promised, but she could see enough. One of Yoongi's men approached the car, spoke through the window. Single shot to the head. Professional. Security footage? Yoongi asked. Wiped. Whoever did this knew what they were doing. Yoongi's expression was stone. What? Clean it up. Make sure his family is taken care of. Boss, he was stealing from us. He was still one of us. His family gets compensation. The man nodded and left. Yoongi got back in the car. This is my fault, Jade said quietly. I identified him. I got him killed. No. He got himself killed when he started stealing. This was inevitable. You don't know that. I do. This world doesn't forgive mistakes. He started the car. But it wasn't your hand on the trigger. Remember that. They drove in silence. Back at the penthouse, Jade couldn't sleep. She kept seeing that tarp, that shape underneath. Around 2 a.m., she gave up and went to the kitchen for water. Yoongi was already there, drinking whiskey, staring at the city lights. "Can't sleep either?" he asked. "Too much in my head." He poured her a glass. "This helps." She took it, sipped. The burn was welcome. "Does it get easier?" she asked. "Seeing people die because of choices you made?" "No. You just get better at carrying it." "That's depressing." "That's honest." He turned to face her. "You can still walk away, Jade, before you're in too deep." "I'm already in too deep." "Not yet. Right now, you're an informant, a consultant. But if you stay, if you keep going down this path, you become something else. Someone else. Maybe I want to be someone else. The old Jade, she was naive. She trusted the wrong people. She got used. And the new Jade uses people first." Yoongi smiled. "That's a dangerous way to think. I learned from the best." They stood close now, the city sprawling below them, two people on the edge of something neither could name. "Jade," Yoongi said, his voice low. "This thing between us, it can't happen. I know. You work with me. I'm your protection. Mixing that with anything else is a mistake. I know. So why does it feel inevitable?" She didn't have an answer. He reached up, tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. The touch was gentle, careful. Then he stepped back. "Get some sleep," he said. "Tomorrow we have work to do." He left her standing there, heart pounding, glass of whiskey forgotten. The next morning, Kim Yoongi contacted them. The story was almost ready. She needed 2 more days. But they didn't have 2 more days. So-min burst into the penthouse at 8 a.m., out of breath. "We have a problem. Aaron knows about the journalist. Someone leaked." Jade's blood went cold. "How?" "I don't know. But Yoongi just sent an emergency message. Someone tried to break into her apartment last night. She scared them off, but they'll try again." "We need to move her," Yoongi said immediately. "Bring her here. Too risky. If they're watching her, they'll follow. Then we publish now. Incomplete story is better than no story." "It won't have the same impact," So-min argued, "but it'll be out. They can't stop what's already public." Jade thought fast. "What if we give them a distraction? Make them think they won?" Both looked at her. "Explain," Yoongi said. "Aaron's looking for the USB drive, right? We give him a fake. Let him think he got it back. While he's celebrating, we publish the real story." "He'll verify the files," So-min said. "Not if we make them look real enough. I can create dummy files that match the structure. It'll take him at least a day to realize they're fake. That gives Yoongi time to publish." Yoongi considered. It could work, but someone has to deliver it to him. Someone he'll believe. They all realized at the same time. "Tiffany," Jade said. "Can we trust her?" So-min asked. "I don't know, but she's our best option." Yoongi made the call. 20 minutes later, Tiffany was at the penthouse, looking scared and confused. "What's going on?" she asked. Jade explained the plan. Tiffany's eyes went wide. "You want me to lie to Aaron? To trick him?" "I want you to help us stop him," Jade corrected. "He's part of a criminal organization, Tiffany. He's been using both of us. This is how we fight back. He'll know I betrayed him. Only after the story publishes. By then, he'll have bigger problems." Tiffany sat down, processing. And then, "What do I have to do?" They spent the next hour preparing. Jade created fake files. So-min coached Tiffany on what to say. Yoongi arranged security to watch from a distance. "Tell him you found it in my old things," Jade instructed. "That I must have hidden it before I left. Act reluctant, like you're not sure you should give it to him. Make him work for it." "What if he doesn't believe me?" "He will. You're his wife. He thinks he controls you." Tiffany's expression hardened. "He's wrong about that." That afternoon, Tiffany returned to the apartment she shared with Aaron. Yoongi's people watched from multiple angles, ready to intervene if things went wrong. Jade watched the surveillance feed from the penthouse, her nails digging into her palms. Tiffany entered the apartment. Aaron was there, pacing. "Where have you been?" he demanded. "I needed space. You've been acting crazy." "I've been trying to fix things. Did you find anything? In Jade's stuff?" Tiffany hesitated, just like they practiced. "Maybe." "Tiffany, this is important." She pulled out the fake USB drive. "I found this, hidden in a book she left behind. Is this what you're looking for?" Aaron grabbed it, plugged it into his laptop. Jade held her breath. The dummy files opened. Financial records, encrypted data, all structured to look like the real thing. Aaron's face flooded with relief. "This is it. This is it." He hugged Tiffany. She hugged back, and to her credit, she didn't flinch. "I need to get this to my boss," Aaron said, already moving. "Stay here. Don't tell anyone about this." "Okay." He left. When Tiffany looked directly at one of the hidden cameras and nodded. "She did it," Suman said, impressed. "Now we wait," Yoongi added. They didn't wait long. 2 hours later, Kim Yoongi published the story. Corporate giants fall. Massive money laundering scheme exposed. The article hit Seoul Daily's website first, then spread. Social media exploded. Other news outlets picked it up. Within hours, it was national news. Names were everywhere. CEOs, politicians, police chiefs, all connected to a web of corruption that had operated for over a decade. Jade watched it unfold from Yoongi's penthouse, her father's work finally seeing light. "He'd be proud," Yoongi said softly, standing beside her. "I hope so." Her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. "You destroyed everything." Aaron's voice shaking with rage. "Ew, do you have any idea what you've done?" "I finished what my father started." "Your father was a self-righteous fool, and so are you." "Maybe. But we won." "This isn't over, Jade. People are going to come after you. Powerful people who don't like being exposed." "Let them try." She hung up, turned off her phone, looked at Yoongi. "What happens now?" she asked. "Now we deal with the fallout. Some of the people in that ledger will be arrested. Others will run. A few will come after us. Are you scared?" "Terrified, but also relieved." He smiled. "It's done. The corporate side is burning. My operations are clear. We did it." "We did it," Jade echoed. For the first time in 5 years, she felt like she could breathe. The next few weeks were chaos. Arrests happened. Trials began. Aaron disappeared, probably fled the country, so his bosses at Meridian Capital went to prison. Tiffany filed for divorce, moved back home, started therapy. She and Jade weren't close, maybe never would be again, but they were civil. That was enough. Kim Yoongi won awards for her reporting. She never revealed her sources. Jade remained anonymous, just a footnote as the accountant's daughter who provided information. Yoongi's organization grew stronger. With the corporate competition eliminated, he consolidated power. His empire expanded. And Jade stayed, not as a victim, not as someone being protected, as a partner. She ran the financial operations now, managing the legitimate businesses that fronted for Yoongi's less legal activities. She was good at it. Better than good. She also understood what she'd become. She wasn't innocent anymore. She made choices that hurt people. She helped move money that came from illegal sources. But she'd made her peace with it. One evening, 6 months after the story broke, Jade stood in Yoongi's penthouse looking out at Seoul. The city glittered below, beautiful and corrupt and alive. Yoongi joined her, 2 glasses of wine in hand. "Regrets?" he asked, offering her a glass. She thought about it. Really thought. "No," she said finally. "I got justice from my father. I destroyed the people who used me. I built something new. At a cost. Everything costs something. Very true. He clinked his glass against hers. To new beginnings. And old endings. They drank. Can I ask you something? Jade said. Always. That night, when you said this thing between us couldn't happen, did you mean it? Yoongi looked at her. Really looked. I meant it was complicated. Dangerous. Probably a bad idea. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. She smiled. Where have I heard that before? He smiled back. We're a mess, you know that? I'm aware. You're a criminal now? Complicit in everything I do. I know. You'll never be able to go back to your old life. I don't want to. He set down his glass, turned to face her fully. I can't promise you normal. I can't promise you safe. This world, my world, it's dangerous and dark and morally questionable at best. I'm not asking for promises, Jade said. I'm asking what you want. I want you to stay, as my partner, as whatever we become, even though it's complicated. Especially because it's complicated. She closed the distance between them. Then I'm staying. He cupped her face, thumb brushing her cheek. Last chance to run. I'm done running. He kissed her then, soft at first, then deeper. It felt like falling and flying at the same time, like crossing a line she could never uncross. She kissed him back, choosing this, choosing him, choosing the darkness with open eyes. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, Yoongi rested his forehead against hers. No going back now, he whispered. Good, she whispered back. I'm just getting started. Outside, Seoul continued its endless dance. Money moved through shadows. Power shifted hands. The city breathed corruption, ambition, and survival. And Jade stood at the center of it, no longer a victim or an outsider. She was home. Before I let you go, I want to say thank you for taking this journey with Jade. From heartbreak to power, from betrayal to choice, she became who she needed to be. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more stories like this coming your way. Drop a comment and let me know what you thought. Did Jade make the right choice? Would you have done the same? Let's talk about it. Until next time, remember, sometimes the only way out is through. And sometimes, the only way to win is to change the game entirely.